Hi all. So what we're looking at this morning is how we secure our vegetable netting to our raised beds. So if you look here, we've got one of our brassica beds with the normal blue hoop making an arch and then the green netting over the top of that. What we've done in the past is we have had the netting comes down and is sort of any surplus netting is weighted down by either pieces of wood, bricks or scaffolding poles. Now that does work really well, but it does mean that you need a lot of spare bits and pieces lying around to be able to do that. You know, you've got to have, if you've got 4 beds, you need 8 scaffolding poles to secure each side. And probably you haven't got that. I know we haven't anymore. You can staple the nets to the side of the beds, but we ran into the issue there that it tears the nets if it gets windy, and we do try to make these nets last as long as possible. We get about 2 or 3 seasons out of them before they're generally a bit too tatty to continue using. So this is what we decided on as a good way to secure the nets to the raised beds. Now I'd just like to point out there isn't a right or wrong way of doing this, it's just what works well for you given the materials you've got at hand and how you want it to end up. So what we've got is some offcuts from when we were making the raised beds. These have been lying around for ages, they're just sort of spare. And what we do is you hold them against the netting and then just nail them onto the raised bed. So I'm just going to crouch down for this one here and you can see exactly what I'm on about. So I've got a small piece of wood there, probably 8 or 10 inches long, and you can see it's held in with a couple of nails that have been left proud of the surface so that you can still get the claw hammer in to just nip them nails out, which will allow you to remove that piece of wood, freeze up the net, you can fold it back, do your weeding, and then when you're done you pull the net back down, put the wood against it, tap the nails in to secure it, and away you go. Now what we've found as an advantage of doing it this way is that the wood holding the net to the other piece of wood, it effectively it's gripping the net with that whole area of that piece of wood, as opposed to just a staple or a nail holding that net in. So if it's windy, it doesn't tear, it doesn't pull, and it doesn't rip the nets. It certainly does seem to work quite well. And when we come to weed this, it will literally take like 5 minutes to take these off, do the weeding and put them back on. So let's have a look and we'll see if we can manage this with one hand holding the phone and the other hand holding a hammer. So in we go. One side done, other side done. That's it. That's off the netting. We can lift that up to weed underneath. Obviously we'd have to remove the other 2 to do it, but yeah, you saw how easy that was. And then putting it back on, it's exactly the same, just in reverse. There's the nails, just hold it against there, give them a quick tap, and that's holding the whole thing back on. I've just removed the other 2 pieces of wood and rolled the net back so we can see into this brassica bed. This is one of our no-dig beds, and you can see that it's quite good for weeds, as in there's not very many. There is one big one lurking in the middle there, and Rachel is going to go and grab that thing and get rid. This is pretty much the limit of our weeding. So that's it. That's the only real weed in there, one big one. And there we go. The nets are pulled back down, the pieces of wood are back in place, holding them down in place to stop the pigeons having a buffet. Wasn't much weeding, one weird weed and one stray potato and a dandelion. That was it. So that's it. That's how we secure our nets to our raised beds. Hope you find it useful.